and then also see the results of the survey together, so we all understand about each other and how we have been performing in this particular session. Last but not least, you will be, those who have attended more than 4 sessions will get a certificate from us, which is called as a Testoper certificate of attendance. And most all the Testoper certificate of attendance will be uploaded inside the Testoper Codeathon, and you can go to the files, and then you can go to the certificates, and you will see after the program completion within next 2 weeks, there will be a folder created here called Cloud Computing Fundamentals 2021, and whoever is an eligible person will have a certificate there. If you have attended 4 or more session, you would be able to see your certificate there. You can download it and keep it for your record, and the certificate will look something like this. Okay, so those are my key closing notes and governance points to you all. With that, I will hand over the session to Partha, and I'm looking forward to talk to you all during the survey session in next 15 to 20 minutes. Partha, over to you.
Thank you, Kader. Let me start sharing my screen. And okay, today we are on the third session of DevOps. We have been on a journey on cloud computing fundamentals and DevOps fundamentals. Cloud computing we have covered, as well as some of the DevOps we have covered. And basically, this today will be the last session. We'll try to do some discussion on DevOps, some demos on DevOps, tools and processes, and then leave the floor open for questions. In between, we'll definitely have the what Kader wanted. We want to get to do a survey of how this whole thing went. So just a recap of what we have been doing before. So DevOps basically speeds up application and development and delivery by this sort of having what is called a product-centered team, rather than each individual doing individual things on their own and saying my team is done. They just dust their hands and pass the whole thing on to the next team to do whatever they do. So typically it would be development saying we are complete and passing it to test. Test says we are complete and then passes on to staging. Staging says we are complete and then do their testing and say they were complete, and then to operations. And operations then holds the baby and all the feeding the baby, diapering the baby, and all that they have to do. So once operations gets everything operating, they don't want any changes, so they are averse to change. Whereas development wants to continuously develop, because that's the market. They want to get their new feature into the market as soon as possible. So this conflict has to be resolved, and this is how resolved it. You have product-centric teams where the developer is the operator, the tester is the operator is the developer, the operator is the tester. And to facilitate all this, we have what is called Devops culture, where we have everything is continuous. There's nothing that is sort of, there is no handoff point between anything, any of the phases of this. And there is also a continuous feedback loop which goes in the other direction, that operations will feed back to delivery will feed back to integration, and to development, and so on. So this whole cycle keeps on going forward in smaller and smaller sprints as fast as possible. There have been teams which have 3 or 4 deployments per day even. And the whole thing is a matter of culture and matter of getting ready with it. What are the tools that help the DevOps? And these are some of the things that we have seen. Infrastructure as code is one major area. We saw some Terraform deploys. We saw how Terraform can automate the creation of a cluster, a Kubernetes cluster in Azure. We also saw the same another Terraform script standing up some VPCs in Google Cloud. And similarly, you can do with any cloud. Terraform uses providers, and you can use the same code, change the provider, and run the same code against a different cloud. Ansible, we never talked much about Ansible. We didn't have a demo about Ansible, but Ansible is a tool that does configuration management. So we'll just go at least through some code, if not a demo. And we also know code repositories. We didn't talk about SVN. SVN is still a very much in use type of code repository. It's SVN stands for Subversion. We all know GitHub, GitLab, Bitbucket. We all know these. So CI/CD tools. Jenkins is the most hoary one of them. GitLab has a CI/CD tool. GitHub Actions is the most recent. AWS has Code Pipeline. Azure has Azure Actions, and so on. And containerization, Docker, Containerd, and then we have other areas like orchestration. We use Kubernetes or OpenShift for platforms for Docker container orchestration. Monitoring, you get different tools: Nagios, Datadog, Graphite, Chaos Monkey, so many. Graphite is actually a time series presenting tool. If we have time, we can go and have a look at what Graphite can do. Okay, what we want to do is today is want to look at Jenkins a little more in depth and see what we can do with Jenkins and Docker combined together. Okay, so everybody can see this command window, and you can actually, if you want to expand your screen, you Control minus in Microsoft Teams actually gives you it zooms in. If somebody wants to do that, you can do that. This is my personal laptop, and what is running on this personal laptop is Docker is installed, and I have a couple of containers running here. I've got a Postgres SQL SQL Server running here. I've got this application running here called an address book, and I also have my Jenkins here. So Jenkins can be is containerized, and you can, if you have Docker, you can run. If you have Docker installed on your laptop, you can run your own private Jenkins. My Jenkins is running on port 3121, and if I go to port 3121, that Jenkins running on my local machine. This is localhost 3121 is where my Jenkins is running. I've already set up some jobs in it. I've got some jobs running. And I mean, these are various jobs that I've previously created and tested. What we want to do today is to talk a little about Docker and talk a little about how we can do our Docker builds within a Jenkins pipeline. So this is the link to the Docker image, Jenkins image on Docker. So anyone can actually go to this link. And pull this Jenkins container, this container here. Can you do a pull by doing this and then stand it up and use it? So it gives you documentation, and it tells you what all you can do with it. And there are commands, there are you can use a Docker file and so on. So using that, I have run my Docker. Not this one. Where is my other window gone to? I've run this one, and I've also done a lot of configuration, so it is no longer the base image. This base image is gone. And on my GitHub, I have this project called Dockerizing Node Js. This is this is not my application. I just borrowed some application from somebody who has published it. So this is a Node.js application which can be stood up and can run. So you have some code there, you got bin, public routes, so on. So the application is not important. What we need to do is, what do we do to basically convert this application from just running on my local laptop by invoking the application itself? How can I package it into a Docker image? And this Docker file here is the one that does it. So I'm not going to go into the all the how the Docker file is constructed, but with these simple, very simple file with some declaration in there, this whole application is copied into this Alpine container, into this Alpine image, and then application install is done. Whatever is required, some of the things that are required for the application to run is done, and then port 3000 is exposed, and then you can start running this application. So when I run this application, I can actually, I'm running this application on port 3019 actually. Why am I losing this again and again? Anyway, yeah, the application is running locally for me. It's so it's I can do a query on it. And it has at least one user, one person who has registered, and you have his name in there. Coming back to the GitHub. Sorry, not this one. Yeah. In the same repository, I also have a Jenkins file. And Jenkins file, we'll just go quickly through this. Jenkins file has multiple stages. I have a stage called clone the Git. So it's going to clone this Dockerizing Node Js. Then a simple command to build the image. This test image does nothing. It's just a placeholder for later on adding tests. And then the built image is pushed to my repository. And the build number is the tag that the image is tagged with. This is my Docker hub, and I have this repository. I already have tag number 9 and latest there. I built this 2 hours ago. Now we are going to rebuild this and see how it works. This is my Docker build job. I'll just go into the configuration and we'll just have a quick look at the configuration. It's a very simple job. It's a pipeline job. It just points to my Git. Let me expand this a little more. It points to my GitHub. Dockerizing Node Js. I already have my credentials to the GitHub in Jenkins credentials. So this is never get exposed. It's just used in the pipeline, but never exposed. And I'm actually working with this particular branch. And I'm telling this pipeline to run the Jenkins file. So, and when I run this by doing a build now. So build run number 10 is happening now. And I can go into the console log and see what's happening actually. So the first part of it is happening. The cloning of the Git happens here. So the remote origin and then credentials and then Git set credentials, fetch the tags, checking out. So this is what we are checking out. Once it's checked out, I'm just doing some command to see that I am in the right directory and all that. Then the next stage, Docker build stage starts. And here is a Docker build command. So it's going to build the address book application and push it to this Docker registry, Partha Kaushik /address book _app. And there it goes, it builds. And the building is done. The test thing is just a placeholder. And then I do a Docker login. And then the image is being pushed, Docker push. And I get success. So what is happening in my Docker hub or Docker registry is if I refresh the page here, I now have 10 that just came in a minute ago. So this was pushed 2 hours ago, number 9, and build number 10 was pushed just a minute ago. And the latest has been replaced with this 10. So that's how it works. So just to have a look again at where is my GitHub? Yeah, this one. So look again at the Jenkins file. So it basically does this. It says Docker with registry. This is the actual pushing, and this parameter here is the credential that is being used, and this has been set up in my Jenkins as credentials. So I have 2 credentials that I'm using in this job, and these are from I'm using this credential for the SSH key for pulling from GitHub, and I'm using this credential for pushing to the to Docker Hub. So that's the. So here I'm using cloning the Git, and the credential for cloning the Git has already been set in the pipeline job configuration. And here Docker Hub from here, this one is being used here. in Docker Hub. So that's it's not very simple to. One more thing I wanted to explain a little more. This particular Dockerized Jenkins that's running on my laptop, for it to do a Docker build, one would assume that the whole Docker server is installed inside the Jenkins container. Actually, it is not so. What the Jenkins container is doing is actually only has the Docker client, which is a much smaller binary. The Docker server, it's utilizing the Docker server that is running on my laptop. So you don't require to reinstall another Docker server inside the Jenkins container. So the ways of doing that are you map the Docker. Okay, I'll just show you the command from. This would be the command that one would run to stand up this Jenkins. What we should note here is that this -v, not this -v, this -v. Okay, to expand that fully, I need to show this. So this -v is mapping the Docker socket that is running on my laptop to a location inside the container, so that when the container looks for Docker sock, which that is what Docker. I mean, if you want to run Docker commands, then Docker commands runs through the Docker sock because that's how it connects to the Docker service, Docker server. So this mapping occurs, and this is the reason why you don't need to install the Docker server within the container. So that's what I wanted to cover about Jenkins, Docker, Dockerized Jenkins, running it on your own laptop, and then using the Docker server running on your laptop, mapped inside the Dockerized Jenkins container, and then building an image through the Jenkins pipeline and pushing it to my Docker Hub. Once it is pushed to the Docker Hub, then I can pull it anywhere on any, maybe a cloud platform, maybe a VM on which I want to run this application. I can just pull the image and run it, and my application is up and ready to go. Okay, at this point, I want to hand it off to Vikas. Vikas is also going to do a demo of another way of achieving CI/CD. So let me stop sharing my screen.
Partha,
and yep.
Yeah, just a minute. We need to do the survey in between, Partha, not towards the end.
Okay, so okay, then I'll hand it off to Kader. Let's finish the survey and then we'll get back, and Vikas will take over.
Perfect. Thank you. Let's try to get this done faster. Let me help you here. Most of you should already have access to the Microsoft Teams. And if you have access to the Microsoft Teams, go to Codeathon channel and go to Fill Testoper community. Click this, and then you will have a survey. You can start filling up, right? I'm also going to do it together with you Guys, you have to remember one thing. I just wanted to let you know how important the survey is, because we are a people-led grassroots non-profit community, and we have to really show these statistics to the government and people who provide grants, public companies and government companies, not who can provide grants for the non-profit company like us, so we can procure tools like what you are seeing now, Microsoft Teams, so that we can continue to provide services, free services to the individuals like you all, right? So, the survey that you're filling in is very, very critical for us. Please take time and help us to, continue to serve you by doing this survey. So I'll leave you guys floor to go to this location and start filling the survey. For those who do not have access to the Microsoft Teams today, I know some of them have joined newly. There was a link before. Yeah, it was here. Let me copy this again and paste it here. So the link is posted in the chat. Please go, and Partha, because it also includes you, right? If you can also please click the link and finish the survey. All of us have to finish the survey together. And I'm starting my survey now. I'm stopping my screen. I'm starting my survey now. And after I finish the survey, I'll come back to make sure that you all have it done. And then let's look through the results quickly together. So we are almost 20 people. Let's get this done quickly together. Time starts now. Thank you. So Partha, you're typing the survey? Because
yes, I am.
Let's do that together. Let's see who wins first. Thank you guys for helping me through helping the Testoper community and helping all of us by doing this survey. Feel free to ask if you have any questions.
Hi, Carter. This is Sean.
Yes, Sean.
Regarding number 22, after being part of Testoper community, has it helps to achieve any certifications? So we can just select Testoper certificate because I have attended more than 4 sessions.
Yeah, sure. If you
question.
have received it in the past, you select it. If not, you say no. Right?
Okay, thank you. I think I get it. I will say NA then.
Yeah. And rating, please give good rating for Partha. Just joking. Guys,
Don't skew the results, man. Be honest.
yeah, so I wanted you all to understand, right? We are not an event company, okay? And what we encourage is today you are attending the session. We want you to break your what do you call that comfort zone and come and train us. And we want to give you the platform to do that, right? Because this community is all about each of us learning together rather than looking at the quality of the program, quality of the speaker, and things like that. Just wanted you to all to know that. Okay, I think I'm the last, I guess. I don't know. I've submitted it. Let's see. Me share my. So let's look at. Let's understand about all of us. Sharing my screen. Okay, so we have 13 responses. You guys are almost there. Almost there. So we were. How many were there in the call? Oh, I was seeing 20. Now it's become 19. Okay. Someone is scared of survey and left. I don't know. And one more person also left now. Interesting. Okay, we are 18. That's good. So let's look at 18. 14 and 4 more responses. Let's give it a minute. As if, in case if you're not comfortable in filling up the survey, you don't want to do that, let me know so I don't have to wait for the 18 numbers here. I can quickly go through whatever that we have. So 4 of you all have not done the survey.
Yeah, Kada, I have a question. In 27, right?
Yeah.
If you're a Testoper community partner, I'm not. So then what should I be answering here,
Yeah,
right? So
just don't fill up anything. It's an optional question. You can move on.
because it's
27
saying I
can
have to
move on.
answer one mandate. Okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah. Let's see. Is anyone else not doing it? So we can quickly refer this. 15, 3 more. I'm assuming that you're filling it up, I guess. Is everyone completed? If anyone is not completed, can you raise your hands so that at least I know that we are working on. 16, 2 more. I think it's 1 more, I guess. 17, 1 more. Who is that one more person? All right, you know what? Let's go through this quickly, whatever that we have done, so that we have 15 more minutes for Vikas to finish his topic and close it. So we have 17 people attended. Let's look at how we look. So out of that 16 are male, 1 is female. So we need more female attendees. So that means we need to figure out as a team how can we help to get more female attendees and learn together like how we are learning together, right? So any help from your end would be really appreciated. Will be really appreciated. Then age category, most of us are adults, right? We don't have youth and we don't have seniors, right? So this is also another area that we need to look at. Good numbers. Okay, so we have one more. I think all 18. Let's do that with 18 quickly. Okay. So it's the male and female diversity is still not good. So we all have to bring our spouses if they are technical into this and help them to learn, I guess. All right. Then age, it's the same. Country, 4 from outside country. That's interesting. Really interesting. Most of us from Canada. Your education level. So those who are outside of Canada, you can type it in the chat. Where are you from? We would be really interested to know where you are from. I would appreciate if you type it in the chat. Then education level, if you look at it, a lot of them are postgraduate, a lot of them are graduate, certificate and diploma S2. So we are pretty balanced there. And how many years since you have immigrated? So a lot of people, around 67% of us are more than 3 years, and rest of them are less than 3 years, right? Less than 3 years is little less. So that means basically, if you look at it, out of 18, 16 of us are immigrants. That's interesting. Racialized status, a lot of us are, from Asia. We have Black and African, and also we have prefer not to say. So we need to do some good work to bring in a lot of people from diverse organization into this. Employment status, 12 are employed, 5 are unemployed. Yeah, so I wanted to give a message for 5 of you, right? And also those 12 of you who are employed. Please look at in your company if there is any job postings that are available in your company and your company is looking. You can go to your company and look at your company if there is any job openings are there. And if it is there, please come and post it in the Testoper jobs channel here, so that the people who are unemployed can take your reference and apply for the job. If they are good in interview, they will get through. If you're not good, they're not going to get through. But nevertheless, we can help each other as a people community, right? So there's 5 people that are unemployed really makes my heart very painful, right? So let's, all of us who are employed, let's help those unemployed to do this, right? Let's look at the jobs in our company and come and post it for them here. And those who are unemployed, come and look at the jobs channel. And if someone is posted, and take benefit from that. Can we do this together, team? Let's help each other, okay? Work experience level, see, almost a lot of people are in the engineering and software developer level, and there are some in the direct manager level and the director level. Manager level and director level can really help the community people, okay? Works of experience, see, there's a lot of people that we have who has a good years of work of experience. This is pretty nice graph, right? So we have 2 people who's more than 20 years, 2 more than 15 years, 3 more than 10 years, 5 more than 6 years, and remaining 1 to 5 years and less than 1 year. With all our experiences, we can teach each other and develop our knowledges together. Which department do you work for? So we have IT department, research and development. We have IT, product management, that's really good. IT, great, product support, partnership and alliances, and others. This is good. Select the industry. Again, the industry is kind of distributed. These are all really good signs. That basically means we are together in this session, have lots and lots of different industry experience. We all can teach each other and help each other to grow together. And likewise, the technology experience. It's quite amazing to see the spread of technology experience that we all have together. And more interestingly, the future skills and innovation. So 14 of you, thank you very much. You joining our session, you have learned something that you're saying. That's really good. 2 of you are saying no, maybe you're new, or maybe you need to join additional other programs. And if you continue to say no, that means you are an expert. You need to come and train me and all of us here. So that's how it works in our community. Then moving on, certification. A lot of people have got, and some people through the study group, I was able to achieve Microsoft certification. That's really good. And you guys need to join the study group and sit together, learn together, and see what you can achieve together. Has it helped in new profession? Good. New jobs. Those who mention new jobs, I will definitely come to you to ask you why you got the new job, learn from you so we can help others. The same thing for improved job performance. Advanced as entrepreneur. This is very, very interesting. Please note that you would be getting some kind of a communication from me. I would be very much interested to talk to you, each one of you, to really understand how it really helped you. With respect to the rating, this is really good. Thanks a lot for that. Most important, the last one is, how many of you wants to be speaker? You guys need to mature yourself. You want to be more of a trainer and speaker and trainer too. It's interesting. I would be looking at who it is, and then I'll come back to you. Same thing for volunteer. And see, already a volunteer. See, 6 of the Testoper current volunteers have joined this program. So that basically means that 6 of the current Testoper volunteers wants to continuously learn. And that's what the Testoper community is all about. This is also really good. So the reason that I wanted to go through all these things with you is to make you really understand how diverse we are and how we can help each other, right? So with this, I will hand over the session to Vikas for next 10 minutes to finish his stuff and close this chapter, close this topic for today. And thank you guys for all your help, and continue helping us. You looked at the statistics, continue helping us in the areas where you saw we are weak. And I will reach out to you to learn more about your success. I will reach out to you, and some of our community members will reach out to you to learn more of your interest to become a volunteer and help you to become a volunteer and serve this community for the greater cause as a nonprofit. Thank you very much. With that, let me hand over the session to Vikas. Vikas, please take over.
Yeah, thanks, Kada. Okay, so can everyone see my screen?
It's a blank screen right now. And also, guys, I forgot thanking you all. Thank you for submitting this survey. It's going to really help us to showcase ourselves to the governments and everyone else, all the good work that we are doing. Thanks again for filling up the surveys, whoever filled up.
Because you can see your screen now.
Now we can see your
Okay. So Partha delivered a wonderful demo about how the Jenkins will automate our software development lifecycle. So this is in case of AWS. So how AWS do this automation stuff. So AWS provide a large number of development tools. So I will give a quick idea about that. So this is all service provided by AWS. So these are specifically developer tool. So code commit is a repository. Code artifact is a artifactory. Code build you can compare as a Jenkins, or it is a build tool. So if your application is based on Maven or Ant, so you can build your application by describing your build step. And this cold deploy is a deployment tool from which you can deploy your code from one source to the another source. And code pipeline you can compare as a Jenkins. So you need to mention steps that you want to follow to complete your software development lifecycle. And Cloud9 is online IDE. So you can compare it as a MS Code or PyCharm. So first of all, I will show you that what is our pipeline looks like. So this is the code pipeline, and I have created my pipeline. So in this, there are basically like 2 steps. So first of all, it's getting a code update from code commit. And this is where is my repository. So if I'll go to code commit and repository, so this is my Git repository. Okay. And this is my source code. So it's getting updated code from code commit, and it deploy into the deployment group. So I created this AWS code deployment group, and what it do. So this is the deployment group. So it will deploy my application to particular server. Okay. So I have mentioned here a few things. So for sure, we need to give access to access that EC2 instance, and we can select our deployment strategy. Currently, it is provided to deployment strategy: in place and blue green. In blue green, you will see 0 downtime, and in place you will see like a fraction of downtime. And these are the target instance. So currently, I targeted into 2 EC2 instance, and that's it. And this is the deployment setting. So like you need to choose you need to do all at once time or one at a one time. If you have multiple EC2 instances, suppose you have 10 EC2 instance, then you need to choose whether you need to deploy it to one at a time or all at a time. So that's basically it. And the backend functionality is taken care by AWS itself. So we just need to configure quick setting, and let's show you the demo how it works. So this is my current website looks like. Okay, so I want to change something in my content. So I'll go to my code base. So this is my source code, and let's change congratulations to Testoper. Okay, I'll just add Testoper here. And I saved it, and let me update my Git repo. So currently, if you will see, can you see my screen? Is it readable?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, now maybe it's better.
Yeah.
Okay, so currently there is one update in my source code. So let me add that. And I'll push it to my repository. So if you will see here, my repository is just now updated. And if I'll see in my pipelines, so my pipeline is automatically triggered. It detected that changes from code commit repository, and it started its process. So the source code changes is detected, and now it's trying to deploy, and the status is in progress. So if I'll go to my deployment group, and let's see the deployment history. So last deployment started at 10:56, which is just now, and it's like a few seconds of deployment. So we can see our changes now. So the thing is, it won't show because of caches. Let me clear your. Yeah. So it automatically deploy the code with almost zero downtime. You will see fraction of downtime by this method. So it's really easy from AWS. Everything is under one platform, and you can manage it easily, and you will see the progress. Like in case of Jenkins, you need to collect multiple application. You need to configure it into Jenkins, and it, like from my perspective, it take lot of effort. In case of AWS tools, it's quite easily because it bounded into single platform, which is AWS, and it takes less effort. You just need to take care about permissions. So sometimes you need to give right permission to the deployment group. So it looks like something like this, that you need to give access. So just need to take care about access, and that's it. And this pipeline is way easier than other. And any questions based on this?
Pretty clear, pretty clear.
Okay. So if nobody has question, then I will give this floor to Partha to give closing words.
Thank you, guys. Hey, I just want
Thank
to
you.
say a couple of things here, Partha and Vikash. Thank you very, very much for taking your time preparing for all of us to learn together. Thank you very, very much. Like you mentioned in the screen, congratulations, Testoper. So it's actually congratulations, Vikash and Partha. Guys, every one of you have to really thank Partha and Vikas, and likewise, put extra effort to continuously learn and also come to a stage where, like Partha and Vikas, you can also train us and we can learn from you. It's all about learning from each other, and that's what we do for the Testoper community. And I have sent a link in my WhatsApp. Please look at, sorry, not in WhatsApp. I've sent a link in the chat window of the Microsoft Teams. You can look at that one. So in that, where is it? Yeah, the chat window, there is a meetup, that link that we have provided here. So it's a meetup that we are going to have next week. I kindly and sincerely recommend you, all of you, to come and join and learn and share the floor. Because it's online, you can always, put it in your ears and do your work, whatever that you wanted to do. But join us, support us in this activity, and learn from the experts from IBM, Tech Mahindra, PwC, and Wave Labs. You never know how it will all help us. Maybe these companies are so impressed with us, they wanted to recruit from our community in future. So it's like, what you seed is what you reap, right? So what all we contribute together in this community is what we are going to reap out of this community for all of our benefits. So help us and support us. If you have not registered, to register this meetup, and I will see you next week. Okay. Thank you very, very much from my end. And with that, I will hand over to Partha and Vikas to say the final words, because they deserve to say the final words, not me, because most of the efforts are from their end. Partha and Vikas, over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Kader. All I wanted to say was, this has been exciting for me and Vikas, because we were able to, refresh our knowledge and then also share the knowledge with others. The last word I wanted to say was that whenever you think of cloud computing, you'll always have to think in terms of microservices and containers. And whenever you think of DevOps, you always have to think of automating. How can I automate anything that is a manual process so that it is much faster, accurate, and gets done repeatably without errors, without human errors creeping in. Just remember that, and everything will be fine. Thank you. To you, Vikas.
Yeah, thanks everyone to joining this session, and thanks Partha for supporting me also. And it was like really enjoyable to refreshing our memories, because I personally every day don't work on this stuff, but I did this stuff before a few years ago, and now I'm showing to you. And that was my starting point before 2 years. So I spent almost 1.5 years behind this to develop my DevOps skill, and it really helped. So if anyone needs any help in future to related CI/CD or related cloud computing, feel free to reach out to me, and I will give you response based on my ability. Yeah, awesome. Over to you, Kada.
No, guys, you guys deserve the final word. Why you are giving to me again? Yeah. So yeah, any questions anytime. Partha and Vikas is always online in the Microsoft Teams collaboration platform. Reach out to him for any help. Even I had some help from Vikas, and because I have my own website, personal website, I needed some help. So I'm reaching out to him, and I'm trying to learn from him and do things. So let's collaborate each other, learn from each other, grow from each other. And that's what we all about. Our community is all about. And I'm looking forward to every one of you in our next program, and importantly, our meetup next week, Saturday. Thank you very much. You all have a wonderful weekend. Kudos to Partha and Vikas. Again, all credit goes to you. Thank you very, very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Thanks a lot.